Kia ora koutou. So, day 2 here in New York for the high-level political forum on the Sustainable Development Goals. It's been quite a mixed day today, actually, and I think the thing I was most interested in talking to you about was a side event I went to today called Fast, Fair and Green. And it was a really illustrious panel speaking to us, very senior leaders from countries all over the world, Peru, Norway, but also leaders within the UN, all from an environmental perspective. And they were all talking about what it's going to take for us to make this kind of major transition such that we are looking after people, i.e. we're being fair, but we're also being green. I think the thing, and there was much that was interesting in the conversation, but the thing that really stood out for me was the launch today of the Green Industry Platform. And the reason I thought this was so interesting is it's a platform specifically developed for SMEs, and really a day doesn't go past when one or other of you or other people I talk to is saying to me, how are we going to help SMEs? And it's a difficult question. So I was really excited to see that launch today, and I hope that that's something that we also get some benefit from in New Zealand. So launch today, do a Google, Green Industry Platform. The other feature of today has been preparing for New Zealand's VNR, which happens tomorrow at 1:30 New York time. And so we were practicing today at the New Zealand Embassy. And so it was my first time to meet Craig Hawkes, who's New Zealand's permanent representative to the United Nations. And one of the things which really touched me actually about how he's hoping we will be tomorrow is he said it's really important that we turn up as New Zealanders with our New Zealandness, and for him that was kind of being quite relaxed, being colloquial and really kind of quite interactive with each other and very authentic. And it was just a really nice reflection on the fact that what we take for granted is very much a part of the way we are as Kiwis. And then one of the cool things I did today was I went and met Kevin Maloney, who is a VP for Port Inner Valley here in New York. And he works almost exclusively with businesses here on the Sustainable Development Goals and sustainability from a PR perspective. And we got to compare notes and just really talk about what he's seeing here in the States and what I'm seeing back home in New Zealand. And I always have this idea that somehow, I'm going to come overseas and there's going to be all this amazing stuff that I'm going to talk to you guys about, and it's going to change our world. And sadly, that's just never true. And so Kevin and I talked a lot about, what's working and what isn't. Probably we spoke more about what isn't. And I've kind of come away with a sense in which there's some really good stuff happening in New Zealand, as much at the attitude level as at the actual action level. So it's one of my reflections is the holy grail of doing this stuff really well does not exist in New York, possibly somewhere else. Anyway, that's probably all for me to share for tonight. I'm going to go to bed now and get myself properly prepared and revved up for tomorrow's event. Ka kite.